Hola, bienvenidos to Mexico. I wanted to make a contemplation video on this current sun transit that we're in as the sun is setting here. And the reason I feel called, I haven't done one in a while, is because this gene key happens to be in my purpose sphere. And the day I flew here was the day we moved into this sun transit, this gene key, which is gene key 49, which, if anybody knows the gene keys, you know that it is related with gene key 55, which together they make the codon ring of the whirlwind. And I know this one well, as my partner in freedom has gene key 55, and this is about the rebirth to freedom, or the freedom to rebirth. And it feels very significant personally for me to be here right now with what I'm here for. And I won't get into the details on that right now, I don't think. For anybody who doesn't know the gene keys, you can look up your purpose for free and all of the other spheres. The spheres of your life's work, the spheres of your radiance, what keeps you healthy, the sphere of your evolution, the sphere of your vocation, your prosperity key. And it's just a wonderful system to dive into the different bands of consciousness that Richard Rudd marks as the shadow, which is where we often get stuck. The gift is where we have the opportunity for our genius, our creative genius, to emerge. And the city is the highest level, the highest frequency band, which basically you're dancing in unity, not just as an intellectual concept, but as an embodied way of being, embodied presence. So the shadow of gene key 49 is reaction. And of course, in this world, most of us have been conditioned. My hair is just going to blow across my face. I don't mind if you don't mind. I'm going to stop trying to tuck it there. I'm not going to react to the hair going across my face. We've reacted to our thoughts and emotions, and we've basically navigated our life based off of, I don't like this, I like this. And we've tried to control our life to the best of our ability to avoid the things we don't like and to go for the things that we do like, which you might say intuitively sounds correct, but when we get to the deeper understanding about what we're really here for, what this life is really about, it goes beyond reacting to avoiding what we don't want and going for what we do want, and reacting with our emotions and making decisions based off of those emotions. And of course, with all the shadows, there is a reactive nature and a repressive nature. And, we can repress our emotions, and that's also not healthy. So the gift level is the revolution. And this revolutionary energy is very much upon us as we as a collective are going through a collapse of our systems. And the revolution isn't necessarily about going out in the streets, and although it can appear in that way, but in my world, in my particular life, the revolution is the inner one. And that inner revolution is to be able to witness the emotions and the thoughts and allow them to just move through my body and thereby transmute them. and lighten the density that has been accumulating over the generations, thousands and thousands of years, which has led to things like war and a lot of the unjust things we still see in the world right now. And it's been quite a journey to witness this within myself. And the Siddhic level is rebirth. And Richard Rudd speaks to this rebirth that many of us are beginning to taste. And he also speaks to this fork in the road, or this splitting of the species, as many others do, where some will just not have the courage, the wherewithal, the resources to be able to confront the shadows within us, and thereby stay stuck in fear and reaction. But there are many that are staying with, allowing the emotions, even accepting the emotions, and ultimately embracing what is, and experiencing higher levels of consciousness. And maybe I'll circle back to what I'm doing here now. I was pulled to a community that I saw about a year ago, and I've been following, and from what I see, they seem to really represent this idea of the future human, or the new human, and a new way of doing business, and a new way of taking radical responsibility for these bodies, these human lives that we occupy, and to truly embody what it means to be interconnected. And it's, as with the gene keys, as soon as I brought them into my life, I saw the beautiful synchronicity in the poetry that is woven in the timing of the events of my life and significant moments. And this is really a deep one. Again, circling back to it, my purpose. And I really love what Richard Rudd says about purpose, because I spent a lot of time and energy worrying and reacting to my worry about finding a purpose. And Richard Rudd says that purpose isn't about what we do, but it's who we be. It's our quality of consciousness. And if we allow our expression, in whatever form that takes, to reach ever higher into the upper frequencies of joy, of compassion, of authenticity, to come out from us, to come forward, our creativity to come forward, to express that in whatever way that looks like. We have the opportunity to experience this world and these bodies and this journey we call being human in radically different ways. And I love the simplicity about thinking of purpose that way, because I did spend a lot of time ruminating, thinking, worrying about if I'm doing the right thing, and it doesn't matter what we do. It's, are we enjoying what we do, and are we allowing whatever comes up in the moment to be, without reacting, without judging, without blaming, projecting. So Gene Key 49 and the partner, Gene Key 55, the Ring of the Whirlwind. As Richard Rudd says, this whirlwind is here. This is very alive right now. If you're watching this video, for sure feel this and you're likely part of this. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. What is your purpose in your gene key? Feel free to share that. If you don't know what it is, you can go to genekeys.com and for free get a lot of beautiful information about your purpose and all the other spheres I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And yeah, share whatever else you feel called to share, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. The sun just went behind a cloud there now.